is beneath your feet. Hello, Comic-Con. I'm Liam McIntyre, and I'm Spartacus. What an absolute honor it is to be returning here to San Diego Comic-Con to help welcome you all back to the stands with Spartacus, the House of Asher. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I don't feel comfortable standing here on stage as Spartacus without remembering the person who made Spartacus so damn cool to begin with. If we could do one massive cheer just for Andy Whitfield, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you. He truly is Spartacus. Glad we could do that, thank you. Now, enough talk of legends past. We are here for the future. No matter how cool the past or extremely handsome the past was, it's fine. We're talking about the future of the Spartacus franchise. In this future, the House of Batiatus has fallen, and the storied Ludus and Capua has taken on a new resident, and we will witness the rise of the House of Asher. Exactly how this plays out will be revealed more by these esteemed panelists that we have coming out. All right. First of all, it's good work, right? First of all, let's welcome the Jupiter on Olympus of this whole Spartacus franchise, the brains of this operation. Please welcome producer and showrunner, Steven DeKnight. Come on, buddy. Hey. Next, let us welcome our new Dominus, Asher, Nick Tarabay. Come on out. Yes! That's the energy I want. Our new Doctore Chorus, charged of whipping a new generation of gladiators into even better shape. Graham McTavish, where are you? This one's special. This is something I'm looking forward to. Our very first and very badass female gladiatrix, Akelia. Give it up for Tanika Davis. There it is. And with Gladiator Tarchon, it looks to me that the Ludus has a new bad boy in town. Welcome, Jordy Weber. That's it, man. Now, Halara is one of the wily and wonderful attendants in the House of Asher, so representing the servants of the House of Asher, please welcome Jamaica Vaughn. Grace. And as you know, I hold no love for Romans, but for this one, I'll make an exception. Rounding out our panel is none other than Julius Caesar's better half, Cornelia, played by the delightful Jamie Slater. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Before we get, sit down. Sit. Get comfortable, please. Not in the Ludus anymore. It's all right. Okay. Oh, man. Before we get into this, can I just say from the bottom of my heart, I love this show so much. It's like part of my family. It's part of my DNA. And to see it back and so amazing and so excellent, thanks to the work that you guys have done, fills my heart. I cannot be more grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam.
Can we take a moment and thank Spartacus for coming here and seeing us through?
Thank you.
Thank you, Rana. Thank you. That's really nice, isn't it?
Very kind. I remember this moment so well. It's burned into my brain. So for these guys, this will live for the rest of your life with you. Can you give the cast of Spartacus House of Asher another huge round of applause? Welcome to the Comic-Con. Let it be heard on the top of Olympus. May the gods quake. Amazing. These are your fans. These are the people who love you.
From the beginning.
From the start.
From the beginning.
OG fan. Who we
That's
got?
the Spartacus energy right
Hell
here.
yes.
That's what we want.
Drink this in. You deserve it, guys. You've worked very, very, very freaking hard, and I know it. Now, a couple of rules. I have so many questions, so apologies, Nick, Graham. I'm going to be the Dominus, the Doctore now. Feels good to say. So keep
It's
this.
good to hear.
No Roman spears in the back. I'm looking at you, Nick. If I do have to rush anyone. Anyway, so with that done, Steven, mate, look, I don't want to tell you that your show works, but last time I checked, this guy, okay, so spoilers, this guy, some of my friends kind of, I think we chopped his head off. So
Yeah, I think they talked his head. Yeah.
can you talk to us about how Asher finds himself in control of the Batiatus Ludus?
Yes, well, the whole idea started. What if Asher hadn't got his head cut off?
That's a good start.
That's a fantastic start. So you'll see Lucy Lawless is very important to getting the show in the water and off and running, where you find out that Asher is given a second chance at life to see what would have happened if he had lived, and could he have lived a better life. So that's basically the premise.
It wasn't
of the show.
universal healthcare or a great medicus or anything like that. He just was a whole new-
No.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Definitely a bit mystical and
I
magical.
love that. All right, very cool. Nick, dude.
Yes.
Look at you. From like one of the best things in our show
Yeah.
to the guy on the poster in this show.
Yes.
I'm so freaking excited for you, dude.
Me too.
You do wear it well, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did you end up here? I want to know all the details. How was it going back to Asher after all this time?
So I may have said the story a couple of times before, but I'm glad to say it again.
Please.
So and I was in France in 2022, on August 11, 2022. I get a call from Stephen the Knight. I actually got a text saying, Nick, I got a nugget I want to share with you. I was like, okay. I kid you not, when the phone rang, I picked up the phone and I remember I looked at my ex at the time and I said, I wonder if he's talking about the House of Asher. I kid you not, I don't know what it was, but I felt it. And then I picked up the phone and he was like, Nick, how the hell are you? And I'm like, I'm good.
Sounds right.
And he goes, what are you doing for the next 5 to 6 years? Which in Stephen the Knight's world, it's good. So I'm like, nothing, what's up? So I'm thinking of reviving, doing a show called The House of Asher and featuring you. Are you available? And I had to contain myself, pretend I'm still cool, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm available.
Oh, I'm very expensive.
I mean, it's tough. My schedule is hard, but I'll do it. No problem. And that was it. And then for 2 years afterwards, I couldn't sleep, waiting to do the show.
You couldn't
waiting. I could
sleep.
not sleep, brother, for 2 years.
You look great for a guy that didn't sleep for 2 years.
Apparently, that's the.
That keeps you
that's
young.
yeah, this is how you don't age. You don't sleep.
I love it.
Yeah, and then the rest is history. 2 years after that, we were on the show and we did the show. And boy, when I tell you, you guys are in for a treat. What a fucking awesome show we have for you. What an awesome fucking show we have for you. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Graham, no, you'd applaud to that. You'd applaud that. Don't be shy. Don't be shy here. Not here. Graham, it's so good to see you again. I remember early on thinking, oh my God, we're going to have a new Doc Torrey. I mean, Peter Mensah, Tamura Morrison's going to be a tough act to follow. Who the hell will they get? And then I saw you, and I was like, there could be no more perfect person in the whole world to take on this job of having to school these gladiators than you, man.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
How
That's
did you
very
get this rowdy bunch of gladiators into gear? How'd you keep them in line?
Oh, yeah, just lots. Well, obviously the whip. The whip helps.
That helped. I know you love a whip.
Whip's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I actually left it in my hotel room. Otherwise, I would have had it here today. But that just a lot of shouting and a very kind of warm, fuzzy personality. That's what I bring
You
to
are
it.
so kind in all the roles I've seen you in.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
sweet. Yes, right? Right? Tanika.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
What's up?
Welcome, our new badass.
Goddess of death.
Oh, you bring your whole family? That's amazing. No, this is so exciting to me. Not because you have like the coolest intro of any character I've ever seen. My guys.
It's pretty badass.
Oh my God, it's crazy. So but just immediately after seeing your character, I've seen 2 episodes. Just spoilers alert. You know, I'm going to be very careful. After seeing your character, I just want to know everything about it. You're so compelling, and I love watching you on screen. I want to know a lot of questions, and here I am being able to do that. So that's handy for me. What was your journey to this part? And look, I mean, this could be reasonably called the Spartacus House of Testosterone. So how did you like show these boys who's boss? Is that what we changed the name to? How did you prepare for this role? How did you get yourself into this badass bitch?
I've been preparing my whole life. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like, not only I have a martial arts background, but the thing is, I'm from Canada, and if I can make it through a Canadian winter where it is cold as it's going to be, and somehow come out on top, walking outside and stuff like that, I feel like Spartacus, I was already in the league of being able to do that. But no, like seriously, I trained for years in Taekwondo, and that was like the springboard for me. I literally would go outside in -40, which is really cold for anybody who has Fahrenheit
That's
here in
bad.
the States.
That's a bad amount.
Yeah, and I was
chilly. It's
yeah,
chilly.
Yeah,
It's
this is real.
Maybe wear a scarf.
Yeah.
I would wear layers and layers of clothes and just be running out in my backyard screaming, I am a gladiator. 2 years before I even found out this show was going to come into existence.
I think Geordie has a story that's a bit like that.
Yeah, he definitely
Is
does.
that right? We were chatting. I have a different question I want to ask you, but I believe that you felt this was just coming to you. Is that correct?
That's correct. I shared something cool with Liam before.
Sorry if I overshared that, man, but
No, it's cool. It's a
cool story.
I did a tarot reading the year before. I don't know if you guys believe in tarot, but this lady drew this card and she was just like, a warrior is coming. And I was just like, okay, I don't know what that means. And then when this came in the start of the new year, I was just like, I think that's the warrior.
Yeah.
And here we are.
that's
Pretty
so
wild.
badass, man.
I think you're right.
And that's the warrior.
I just,
the one.
yeah, I think Warrior is what you got. Anyway, what I wanted to ask you was like, so okay, so I think I could train for the rest of my life and never look as good as you, which I mean, thanks.
Isn't
bro.
it annoying?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I'm like,
Very annoying.
Sorry, I think I had a question. So I guess my question is, what was the most surprising thing about this world of gladiators that you found, both for you and for your character? Like going into this, I'm sure you had an idea of what being a gladiator was. Did that change? Did that prove to be? You, man, yeah, bro.
Oh, me. Man. Do you know what? I was pleasantly surprised, and maybe that's because we're in a change in age, but how beautiful our men are nowadays. There
We've
was
got
so
a
much.
man for every season on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
good looking.
so much
Would you like
love.
to change the name?
respect-
Spartacus, man for every season. No? Okay, carry on. Go on, bro.
Oh, but just everyone respected everyone in that Ludus. You know, there's so much like camaraderie, so much love, so much like you got this, bro, and so much nipple touching. It was crazy, you know? All love, all love.
Jamaica. Holy shit. Okay, I've watched a little bit of this thing, all right?
A few
And you are on a
bones, you
scheme
think.
level that I can't even understand. I freaking love it. I'm like, Spartacus has always been a show about like high action and excitement and yet it's all held together with these incredible machinations, these incredible schemes that run underneath. And straight out the gate, I'm looking at you going like, what are you up to? What are you doing, girl? And I cannot wait to see what things you have planned for people. How did you get into this character? Like, is this you? Is this you in a weekend? Are you just like mixing it up?
Yeah, I mean, she's a very sexy being. I kind of had to channel some tiger energy to get into the prowess
Yes.
of the sexy divine feminine that's able to soften Asher and his kind of brutality, I guess, so we can rise up in the ranks of Roman society, and hopefully one day he might choose me to come along with him.
Oh, very
happen.
interesting.
It could happen. You never know.
You'll have to watch. What a surprise. All right, Jamie Slater. Hello there out
Hey.
there. How is it? I'm sorry, you're so far away. I want you closer. I have not had the pleasure of seeing your performances firsthand yet, but you just feel absolutely perfect as this powerful Roman woman.
Just you wait.
I bet. Being cast as such a significant historical character, and finally for me, like maybe being able to tell the story of this character who, like, Julius Caesar is so unimaginably famous, and yet behind him this whole time is this powerful woman that drives him forward. I can't think of any good examples of knowing that character. Can you talk of like, because he keeps hogging the spotlight, like what approaching, like trying to do this character work for this huge character in history and being like one of the first to really tell this story. What is that for you?
It was really exciting. The cool thing about Cornelia is, yes, she's a very real person, but a lot of the facts were debatable about her. So I really just had amazing writing to kind of use as a jumping point and create and craft my own delicious villain. She's just the worst in the best way. She's like saucy and naughty and just manipulative and commanding and all the things you love to hate about somebody. So I really had free reign. I just kind of, went off-roading with her.
I love that. Can you speak to, obviously we don't have that many Romans, thank God, up on stage. I hold a grudge. Can you speak to some of the, and Steve, you might want to jump in as well, about some of the juicy Romanness that's coming our way this season?
Oh, a lot of juicy. I mean, starting with the amazing Claudia Black as Julia. Just absolutely a stunning performance. We have Andrew McFarlane
Oh, yeah.
playing her husband
Oh, yeah.
Gabinius, which
Yes,
is fantastic.
Yes.
India Shaw Smith
Yes,
playing their daughter. There are just so many juicy Romans. You just got to watch to see them all.
Got to catch them all, juicy Romans. So Steve, Nick, one of the things that was really cool, we have
Whatever you drinking, I know. Whatever
we've
this
got the
guy's
best
drinking.
fan. We have the best
I'll
fan.
have what he's having.
He's drinking.
It's so good.
Give me some of that.
I know. It's expensive, but he's worth it. So Steve, Nick, everybody, actually everybody.
Everybody, you're gonna lose us all. That's for sure.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
When I was watching, one of the things that warmed my heart was seeing the credits and seeing that so many of the original guys, the original crew, were back. People like Rick Jacobson, who was just some of the best episodes you could ever imagine. People like Barbara Dara, who could make any piece of clothing look good. And Gladiators, you understand, like when it's chafing in a little bit, you can go to her and she'll sort you out. Like so many people came back. How did that imbue the show?
Poppleton.
I'm getting to Al Poppleton. He gets his own section.
Amazing
Al Poppleton gets the whole
choreography.
thing.
As he should. As he
Good,
should.
right? God damn it. But like, how did that bring back the soul of the show? Because it's so important, the people you have behind you. I'm sure all of you guys have someone in that crew that you can just go, that person just changed it. People that were already, that came from before, and people you might want to call out that are new, that I might not have met.
Yeah. Oh, it was absolutely vital to bring back the people that created the original show. And for me, for Rick Jacobson, my man in New Zealand, it was important for us to return to New Zealand with that crew. And the amazing thing was, we reached out to all of our original heads of department, and I think all except one who was tied up on another project jumped at the chance to come back.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
That's freaking amazing. Anyone else have anyone special that they want to talk about?
I do have someone special that
Like
I want
in
to
the
talk
department?
about here.
What you got?
Al Poppleton, amazing stunt choreographer. So everything that you love about Spartacus, all of those fight scenes, the grueling epicness of all of that, that was him who did that. And
Yeah.
he took my character Achillea and made her into the fierce, amazing badass that she is. There was times that I didn't know whether I could push any harder, and he said, you know what, you can do another beat. Just keep on going, believe in yourself. My stunt double, Belle Williams, another amazing, amazing talent that was able to do some things. You're gonna be in awe when you see just what this character has become. So I would definitely want to show shout out to both of them to say thank you. And of course, Dan Hamill, I'm gonna let Jordy talk about this because he could speak to this character.
Well, I was going to talk about Al. I mean,
You
go-
wanted
what
to
do
know, you wanted to know also about some of the crew people,
Yeah, who
right?
you
That
got?
came
Who-
back from
these
before. Yeah.
people are special to this show.
No, I actually I say this the same as Steven. The fact that everyone jumped in and wanted to be a part of Spartacus again, that was just a testament of how good the show is, and absolutely true. It cannot be done anywhere else but in New Zealand.
That's so true. I can speak to this. I mean, it's been, what, 10 years since we did this?
Oh, more.
More.
More, about
And,
13
like, don't say
years,
that. Don't
yeah,
say
more
more.
13
that's don't say that. That's horrible. But, like, we still all hang out. Like, we're still, all this time, we're still friends. I still love the people who made this show. And I think you guys have a family for the rest of your life now. I'm so excited for that. I think it's hard to find a show that is special. And I think that mix of you guys and that crew makes that show so special.
I have to throw out Barb Darrow. I think we'd be remiss not bringing up our amazing costume designer and
Exactly.
her team. I
Barbara
mean,
Darrow.
holy shit, you guys, the costumes on this are just insane. For me, it's a consistent theme of cleavage, but the dresses are crazy, and they just like, you step into the wardrobe and you are that person. And
Truly.
I know you felt that way too.
Yeah, Gabe and Vanya as well, makeup and hair department. When I first got into my makeup and hair for Halara, I cried in my seat because it was the first time that I felt sexy on screen. And it was the most magical moment. They make these characters come to life. Also, Rick Jacobson, truly, he made my first ever sex scene a walk in the park, truly. And it's no small feat. It's incredibly intimidating, especially with a big dog like Nick. You know, he's had a whole lot of practice.
You know, speaking of practice, they keep coming to my trailer, hey, Nick, can we practice a sex scenes, please? Can we practice a sex scene? And I'm like,
Throw me under the
we
bus."
don't have sex scene. What do you want to practice?
Hey, I came to
No,
Don't worry about
Hey, no.
I'm like,
I came
That's
to your
fast.
trailer once.
it's,
I feel like-
That was it.
that
There
you,
was only-
yeah, once that
one,
you
one
yeah,
time, one
yeah,
time.
It
You're
was
always bringing
strange.
it up.
I'm like, I would love to practice a sex scene, but we don't have sex scenes, so.
I flew
Yeah.
from America just to ask you that, and you still
And
said
you're one
no.
of them, yeah, absolutely.
It's upsetting.
Yeah. So
A quick side note
was
about that, actually. I remember a moment in my life which I'll never forget. Did you guys have to wear G-strings?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
I'm wearing one now.
Are you?
No, the girls, I know
don't
you guys
about
know what's up.
me. Like,
They were
maybe I
shaboos,
don't think I was
not
wearing a
G-strings.
G-string, but
I had a merkin. I had a merkin.
Oh, you had a merkin?
A giant
Bravo.
bush. It had to match my giant hair, so it's like this big.
Oh, I guess we're
I
talking
don't know.
about...
I don't know who was costume when you were doing it, bro. We didn't wear G-strings.
Oh, you didn't have to... What is going on here?
apparently it's
G-string.
changed
You've lost
over
control.
the
Everybody
years.
wore a
There was a
G-string.
moment where I was just like, I don't know, 3 months in, I was just putting it on like it was normal, and I was like, oh no, what's happened? You know,
I don't know
okay.
about that, man. I've never stood straight ever in my life.
12 years later,
I
they
was
got new
alert.
technology, I
I was
guess.
always alert. People were like, "Are
Does
you
go
okay?"
when
I'm
you-
like, "Yeah." I said, "What do you want?"
It's good for your character. It's good. It shows in the performance.
Yeah, that's one way of saying it. Sure, yeah, it was good for my character.
Do you all want to see G-strings?
All right, Graham, show them.
Talk about the Kirk Douglas. You guys have that? Do you have the big fake?
We had the Kirk Douglases, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what we call
Yeah.
it. All right. I mean, look. If you want penises, we got you covered. I think
got
that's
a lot
Star's whole slogan, right?
We
Well,
got,
the
yes.
thing is, they're not
We got you
covered.
covered.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I wanted to talk about Al Poppleton.
We have
Sorry,
a lot
Al.
of penises. Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
I mean, it's not a great segue for Al. I'm sorry about that. That's the thing I miss about being a gladiator the most. Not the penis.
The penises.
Not
Yes,
the penises.
that's exactly what it is. Yes.
Nick,
Yeah,
stop.
that's it.
Lots of people.
I think that's what everybody misses about Spartacus, right? The penises.
It could be that. It could
It's
be
all
that.
about the penises.
Yeah, I know.
In the back? Yeah, okay, that's good. Take Stephen, remember that. For
I'm
future
making
seasons.
note, yes.
Next season, more penises.
More penises.
Thank
Got
you
it.
very much.
Stars, we need
When
a
the
bigger
fans
budget.
ask for penises, you got to give the fans the
Give them
penises.
penis.
Gotta give them the penis.
It's about the
Yeah,
penis.
bread and penises. That's the famous Roman saying, isn't it? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm never gonna be hired for one of these again.
Nor will be ever invited to one of those again. Between the penises and I don't know, and the G-strings, I don't
Has
know.
anybody got any good boot camp stories?
Nice
Graham, like did
segue.
Graham throw up in a shoe or something? Who was at this boot camp? Who got to do it?
Oh, we were pretty much all of
Well,
us did it.
all of us did.
Yeah,
boot
yeah,
camp
pretty much
in
all of us did it,
some
yeah.
Shape or form, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, boot camps are a big thing now. Everyone.
Everybody's doing it?
Yeah, yeah. It was great. It was great. It's a very bonding experience as well because you are
Speaking
all.
of penises.
Sweat and cry together.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't bond through our penises. No.
But didn't we though?
No, we didn't. But it was great. And Al ran that. There were some great people that were working alongside him, and it was very, very necessary because you really work. It was a very grueling schedule for everybody, the crew, the cast, everybody. And going back to what you were saying earlier, I think that was one of the loveliest things about the show was that despite the grueling schedule, everybody conducted themselves with very good humor. And that's a characteristic of New Zealanders. If you've not been lucky enough to go there, they are very, very funny people. So that got me through everything.
You work on the New Zealand Tourism Board, don't you? I think is that correct?
I do.
Yeah. No,
Yes. Come to New Zealand.
It's an amazing place. Geordie.
Hey.
Bro. Hey, bro. Did the physicality surprise you? Is it what you were expecting? Are you allowed to talk about the coolest thing that you got to do?
No spoilers, but we got to, I mean, come on, there's arenas. We kind of know what's going to happen. We got to do some cool ass shit on some cool ass wires. I'll say that. But physicality wise, I thought we're pretty fit. And we thought we're pretty freaking strong. And we're not. You know, we do boot camp, like Graham was saying, yeah, it was challenging and stuff, and we were like, we were smashed in boot camp. And then Al was just like, guys, this is a warm-up, you wait till you start filming. Death. 8 months of it.
You got smashed in boot camp. Okay, listen, guys.
From her.
Yeah.
Oh, from,
Listen, I was not at boot camp. I came a little bit later, being cast in the show. But I will definitely say, being on set with these guys, they were so physically fit, fast, smooth, everything. The boot camp I had was on set. So I learned everything that I knew from these guys and how amazingly fit they are. So they did not hold back, and you know you didn't.
the palace that she hit for her training is here. I lost a few fingers.
Anyways, he still fought back. So that was the boot camp for me, and it was amazing.
The boot camp.
Tanika, we touched on this a little bit. You have to be a powerful warrior in a sea of men. How did you approach that physically? How did your character have to deal with this situation where you are? We've never seen. I don't know if have you guys ever seen a female gladiator or gladiatrix?
We had them in the original. I mean, well, we weren't gladiators, but we had strong female women.
We had
in the
strong
original.
characters,
Yeah,
but this and just in media, I don't know if I've seen a gladiatrix.
Yeah.
You know, they like this. This is something special. I think really special. It's a big deal. How did you approach this physically? You said you have a history in combat and stuff like that. And how did that inform your character and what's she going for? What's she about?
Listen, I had the best journey on this show. You know, coming into the cast a little bit, you know, later in the process, my journey in life was actually paralleling what this character was going through. And becoming Achillea, I literally didn't know what I was stepping into. So it was that same thing. You know, you get into any gym room or anything like that, you're being sized up. So I knew that all these guys were looking at me being like, who the hell is this woman? How dare she come into this project later, right?
Our
and
characters.
honestly, like, it became a brotherhood after time. We eventually bonded through everything that we were going through on this set, physically, mentally, emotionally. And I feel as though we just shone. We were able to find that camaraderie and brotherhood together. That's the only way I could describe it. And I hope over time you guys were able to somewhat accept me, even though I know that was difficult being a woman, but
Well, we'll see. We'll let you know.
yeah, the jury's
write you-
out.
we'll send you a
okay?
text.
Badass. I'll give
We'll
you.
I'm
send
not
you a text
saying
about
I
that.
want to be a part of the brotherhood.
Let's not
but
get
we'll
ahead of
see
us.
whether
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
actually
We'll write you a
fully
note.
accepted me.
You got to get a whole
But
brain
yeah,
in. It's a
she's a
lot.
badass and she's fierce and she gives them a run for money. So that's what they got most of the time that they were there. But hopefully over time, as seasons continue, we'll find out whether she actually is fully accepted.
All right, Jamaica. You're not the only slave in the villa. Can you talk about how the camaraderie or the interactions between you and the other house servants?
Yes, of course. I had to have some kind of buffer for Nick. They knew that, so they cast Messia, my bestie, my ride or die, Ivana. She's the most incredible character. Yeah, a lot unfolds between us. There's intimacy and all kinds of, I don't know, there's going to be lots of conflict within the villa and yeah, lots of different love triangles.
I add to
and
that a little
chaos.
bit.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, Miss Cornelia. But yeah, the villa was a wonderful place to hang out, and yeah, I'm so glad that I was able to have the company of this wonderful woman, Ivana.
The villa was like a sort of microcosm of the wider Roman world, I think, as well. That they were all of this scheming that was going on in this small villa, not a big one.
You gotta go?
Yeah, there was a lot of
got to
scheming
go.
going on, and I think that was reflected in the rest of the show.
That feels right. You guys, though, I feel like it's what I like about what's going on. Again, it's in the early days. It feels very different to the way Batiatus had his setup, as it were.
yeah.
I feel like you and Doctore, you know, Asher and Doctore have a different relationship. I think Asher and his servants have a different relationship.
Yes.
Is there anything you can speak towards how your ludus is a whole new place, a whole new ground for cool shit?
No, I don't want to speak about it.
All right, good, good. Does anyone else?
No.
Steve.
No, it is different. It is different because, you know, we used to, John Hannah did this role wonderfully. You know, he just owned that role as Batiatus, and he was just vicious and wild and just crazy, you know. So Asher, you know, it's a bit different because Asher now, he's the underdog. He's given what he wanted, but now he's dealing with the big dogs. He's dealing with the Romans. He's dealing with really like Caesar, Cornelia, these kind of challenges. And his relationship with Chorus, Doctore, is really, really nice. And there's a bit of, where we always said, Stephen, it's kind of a bit of a humor comes in there. Because I think, Doctore is the only one that can actually speak his mind in front of Asher and not have consequences for it.
Which is new. I
Which
think
is
that's
very new.
so
Which
cool.
is very new. Yeah. This relationship is going to be really, it's one of my favorite relationships between Doctore and Asher. You owe me $5.
Oh, it's fine.
I thought I was.
So it's really nice. Yeah, it's really a little bit different, and obviously Graham brings a lot to the role, and yeah, by the time the episode starts until episode 10, it really evolves to something really quite interesting.
Ooh,
Just interesting. Yeah.
that's, you got guys interesting. It's just enough without being a spoiler. All right. I'm interested for you again, Nick. Your character Asher, obviously, like you were saying, he's the one that's always been at the bottom, and we had a conversation back in the day about how, sure, he's the villain in the OG Spartacus, but you were just trying to survive in a world that doesn't want you to. And How does that, like, is Asher different from the OG Spartacus to this version of him? And how does that, like, how does he change for you? And if I can throw another question at you.
You cannot.
Well, then
but
do
go
that
on.
How does that inform your decision to take on Achilea? Do you see in her someone who is also downtrodden, and you want to elevate the downtrodden, and so that you have worth, all of you, not just because again in this you are downtrodden again by a different class of people.
Yeah. I mean, he is different. And again, I've never, anybody who've seen the show or seen any interviews I've done in the past, and I say it again, I've never perceived the actor or approached Asher as a villain. He's a survivor through and through.
Yeah.
I mean, he was put under certain circumstances, especially back in those days. It's either kill or be killed. He tried to belong. He tried to work with the Brotherhoods, and they turned their back on him. So he had to survive other ways. So that was that?
Yeah, I mean,
That fucking Crixus.
Yeah.
That fucking goal. That fucking goal.
he ruffled a few feathers.
Yeah, he took my foot out, the fucker. But yeah, no. So you know, having known that, I never thought of him as a bad guy. I really thought of him as a survivor and a smart dude, a great chess player. So coming into this season, he's dealing with the big dogs. It's really rough. It's really rough for him to navigate. But when he seizes Achilea, what I love about Asher, he seizes things in people they don't see in themselves. And he has a really interesting way of bringing that out of them. And you'll see that when he clocks Achilea and how he brings her about and how he brings that warrior out of her, which is quite brilliant against everyone, even his almost partner, Doctori, was like, no, don't, that's horrible. Because women gladiatrix were not introduced by history until 100 years later. So Asher sees that and provokes it. But make no mistake, it's in this show, there are no friends. It's you either deliver or be delivered. That's just as simple as this. So no matter who it is, you never know what's going to happen to them. So I'll leave it at that.
Why do you think I fought so hard? With that being the beginning of it all, it was the desperate fight to survive every single time. And I think I did pretty well, even though we're not friends.
We didn't even tickle it yet. We're going to get only, from now on, hopefully by season 2, we're going to get even harder. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I like
Raise
the
the
sound of that a
stakes.
lot.
Yeah.
Tanika and Geordie, Achilea and Tarkon aren't exactly the best of friends early on, I think it's fair to say. I kind of felt like you guys are like sort of the Spartacus Crixus kind of vibe that we had back in our day. How did your relationship start? How did you both see the other person early days in this story?
I hate her.
Yeah, okay, cool, good, nailed it.
Resentment. When she rocks in there, it's just like, oh, here we go. This chick doesn't belong here. And we butt heads.
You're a bad
straight off
person.
the bat.
I looked at him and he was just a smug bastard. So cocky. So cocky.
He's so nice.
Yeah, in
What
real
an
life.
actor.
But that's the hard part because we love each other in real life. She's an amazing, amazing human. We freaking hug. Every fight would be like, are you all good? You know? We're just always hugging and being like, you're awesome, you're awesome. And then we'd go be like, you fucking cunt.
You know? I can't tell you how many times I was called names by this guy. But at the same time, I knew it was coming from a place of endearment more than anything else behind the scenes in our real life. But yeah, I was like, fucking hate me, right? And he did.
Bravo. Steve.
Yes.
I know back in the day we tried very hard to sort of be historically accurate and to push as far as we could without going overstepping our historical bounds, the historical rails. In this, it doesn't have to be that historical truth. Are we going like full Inglourious Bastards killing Hitler style things? Or are we like, how freeing is this world for you now that you've started this new, I guess, alternate universe, this like SCU kind of Spartacus expanded universe thing? It'll catch on, I think. Like, how do you, what rules are out? What can you do now that you've freed yourself of the...
Oh, all bets are off.
Okay.
But that's one of the things I loved about the concept is now that Asher is alive again, he's changing history. Achilea is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Historically, we always wanted to bring in the gladiatrixes in the original series, but they don't actually appear until 100 years later. So the first break with history is Asher gets this scheme for a gimmick in the arena to get him in the games. And his thought is, well, what if we just throw in a woman and see what happens? And that's the start of the break with history. And from there, it's anything can happen. So whatever you know about history, you won't know what's going to happen on the show.
Oh, I love that.
It's shocking.
Oh, yeah.
Shocking
That is-
what
And
happened.
episode, obviously I can't tell you this, but what happens in the end of episode 10,
Nick, okay. I want you to imagine I've got electrodes attached to my nuts. And if anybody Tom Hollands anybody and spoils it, I will get shocked. So please don't do that to me.
back to the penises, I see.
Hey,
Always back
everybody
to the
has a
penises.
Back to the penises.
I have other things to talk about if you want. All right, so Tanika, I guess you're the underdog in this story, much like a certain Thracian. I relate. What is Achilea fighting for? Like, because are you able to speak to her personal needs and what she's trying to do in her story?
No matter what, Achilea, day in, day out, is fighting to survive. What's at stake is actually her life. But more importantly, I believe that she's fighting to be a part of a world that doesn't want her. And I feel she's fighting to also find out who she is. And I believe that that's more of an internal battle that she faces throughout the series, constantly dealing with mental struggles, whether it be external people saying vile things to her or internally the things that she says to herself. I believe this character, she's fighting this battle at all times, within and externally. So yeah, I just fight a lot. I'm always fighting something.
Jamie, I got one for you.
Okay.
I don't know how much you're allowed to speak about this either, but we got a new sexy Caesar, and who you obviously have some times with. Obviously, we've changed history; all bets are off. How is your dynamic with this very powerful Roman?
How is my dynamic with what?
With this very powerful Roman, Julius? Have you heard of him, Julius Caesar?
Who?
Yeah, he's a pretty big deal. He's on coins and stuff.
Yeah. How's my dynamic with him? Oh my gosh, you guys, we are basically the Sid and Nancy of ancient Rome. Sex, drugs, destruction, manipulation. It's, we get a little intense. Loving the hedonistic lifestyle and trying to take over the world while we do it. Yeah, rock stars. It's intense.
Hedonism in Spartacus? I won't have it.
Shocking.
I won't have it.
No, that storyline is really interesting. When Cornelia and Caesar, show up in Spartacus, whatever episode that is, they're gonna shake things up, and the show will never be the same. And then you get to you guys will be exposed to a new world, to a different kinds of people, which is really interesting. You see through her and through Caesar. That's gonna be one to watch for sure, for sure.
So good, you're very good at not spoiling things.
Yeah, dude, I've done this before.
Keep thinking you're going to.
McTavish, you're gonna love
Yes.
this question. You've been a part of like every massive fandom that possibly exists, I think, if I can track that. How's the Spartacus one stack up? Any notes for these guys?
Sorry? What?
Any notes for how to be better fans? I mean, you've got a lot of comparisons. I'm saying.
Notes for these guys.
Are they doing all right?
These are fantastic fans.
Oh, good.
Absolutely fantastic
That's
fans. I mean, I count myself a fan of Spartacus as well. I mean, I watched that show as soon as it came out. Loved it, watched it right through to the end. And to be given the opportunity to become part of that show, part of that fandom, I mean, it's an incredible gift. Really is. And I can't wait to be doing more.
Oh, I'm very grateful. Yes, right? Love that. Thank you guys, by the way. You're the best. Steve, I'm going to go back to sexiness again, if that's okay with you,
No,
Nick.
please.
Spartacus, it's a pretty rowdy, raucous, sexy romp of a story. Incredible action, and we don't shy away from that sexuality and things like that. How does this new era of Spartacus carry on from where we started, and how does it change?
Oh, we continued the tradition. Definitely. Yes, you will have more sex.
You shall have it.
A lot more.
More sex for the woman in the red hat, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
And penises.
Yes.
Let's not forget the penises.
Let's not shortchange
Sex and
the
penises. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, you know, the sex scenes, we approach the sex scenes the same as the action scenes, which is basically, it's all about who wants what, who's maneuvering to do what, what's the power play, what's the need. Yeah, we certainly do not shy away from it, and that's all I can say.
I mean, I can see that from the trailer.
Yes, that's just a small taste.
I want to start a fight. Who's the sexiest? Who do you think is the sexiest person? Or not person, not person.
Did I hear it?
Jordy,
That.
Jordy,
It's
is
Jordy
that,
Weber from the
Jordy, is that your cousin again?
No, I
Is that your cousin again, following us all around?
Yeah, there's plants in the audience.
No, anybody got any like you know? It can be sexy emotional. You don't have to be like, hey, this person's
Layers.
emotional sexy.
Spartacus?
I got to tell you, this Graham McTavish, wait till you see him in this show. 'cause
Oh, my
he
gosh.
is damn sexy.
You're gonna see a lot of McTavish. Oh my God.
The full McTavish.
Yeah.
especially with that whip.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Jamie, obviously these guys have it easy because they don't have historical characters like we do. A lot of research and all that. I mean, I presume you've read all of the Roman histories in preparing for the role.
All of them.
Great. I found like Spartacus was interesting because it was, you could go anywhere and you're like, oh, you could just take whatever version. This might not even be true. How did your work on sort of developing this historical character go? And did you find it like informative, or you just threw out the rules, or you followed it piece by piece, or what happened?
Well, the take on Cornelia in the show is completely fictional. So any research I did historically wasn't additive. There was nothing to really incorporate because, like I mentioned, facts on her are debatable. So it was really based on the writing. And so it was almost like, yes, she existed, but it was almost like having a fresh start, a brand new character, somebody that I could really take anywhere I wanted.
That's a great privilege. Well, that's cool. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
I had to do all stuff that happened. It was very annoying. I am genuinely so excited that we can go anywhere in what Spartacus is now. Like, you've taken the rails away, and now you're free to just do whatever.
Oh, but can I add, for the original fans, based on taking her anywhere you want to go, she's comparable to the hedonistic side of Gaia, the cunning and scheming of Lucretia, and the haughtiness and kind of elitist attitude of Ilithyia. So she's a really saucy mix of some of the best women from the original show.
That's a terrifying combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a line in the series that describes Cornelia. This man describes her as a woman held together in human form only by schemes and ambitions, which pretty much sums it up.
That's put it
Very
lightly.
true.
That's putting it lightly.
Yes, and she puts the screws to Asher.
That sounds about right. He deserves it.
So funny about that, Graham. The hell, man?
Nothing.
Was there a Dustin Clare? I'm asking you guys. Was there a funny person on set? Did you have someone that you were like,
Oh, yes.
Thought he was fun.
Oh, yes.
oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, yes.
no,
Let me
what have
tell
I
you
done?
something.
What have I done?
It's this gentleman behind me.
Oh, really?
Graham.
Oh, my God.
It's
The
everybody.
things that
Everybody's
Graham
piling in on
McTavish does. I'm going to give you a little bit behind the scene, one of the situations that Graham
Careful.
did to me.
Careful.
Oh, I won't. Oh, I won't. So we're doing a scene, it's a very, very intense scene, right? And he's attacking someone for rightful reason. And I hold him back. I hold Graham McTavish back and I tell him, have you lost mine? Something like this. They're not word by word. And he's supposed to say something like, would you have me stand idle with cock in hand? That was the line, right? That's what it was a very intense scene. We had hundreds of extras. The day comes, it's my close-up. Of course, it's my close-up. So he charges, I grab Graham, I push him back, and I'm like, have you lost mine? I think he forgot his line, or at least I hope so. He looks at me and he goes, you want me to hold my cock? I'm like, and here I am, and I'm like, what?
Seemed a reasonable question.
I was like, exactly.
I have a story.
I-
It's funny now. It was mortifying at the time. It was with Nick. It was the first ever sex scene that we filmed together. and it was in a bathtub. I think you caught a cheeky glimpse in there. I've got tattoos, so there's a lot of tattoo coverage going on with aerosol cans and all this shit. It's madness. So we're getting hot and steamy in the bath, and then he kind of makes his way down and whatnot. And then Rick calls cut, and Nick, after kissing my beautiful breast, goes, bleh, bleh, bleh. After my first take of this sex scene, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Way to put me out of the mood, like.
I'm such a smooth operator, ain't I?
You sure these people are coming to your trailer?
Wait, we gotta tell them why. You can't leave it like this.
Oh, well.
That's horrible. Don't leave it
And
like
that's the
this.
panel, everybody.
There's a reason why that
Thanks for
happened.
coming.
No, wow. So like, look, obviously Jamaica's beautiful. So we're doing the scene, and I'm like, what is that? My tongue is burning. I'm like, what? I'm doing this, and I'm like, I kept on apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then later on, I didn't know she has makeup, she has tattoos, and they had to put tattoo cover with chemicals on. So they were spraying her with chemicals, and I was licking them. That's why I went like this. So let's just clear that.
Well,
So
hold on a
professional.
second here.
Continue.
Just
But we're
quickly,
not-
guys, we're about to do some questions and answers, so if anyone has questions,
Yes.
come on down to a microphone, okay? We're gonna have 10 minutes. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Anybody you were continuing talking about
I have a
Nick
question.
being disgusting with people?
There's other moments, but Nick, I got a bit of revenge on him for what happened to Jamaica. On the first day that I was on set, I ran in and hit the ground running. First person I encountered in a scene with Nick, there was a point where like he had to hold me quite aggressively, and then I noticed his face changed. He was like, I turned around, I'm like, Nick, what is wrong with you? And then he looked at me, he's like, you hit me in the...
Right in the balls. Right? Twice.
But this was in like within 10 minutes of meeting him, he was like, oh, it's gonna be like this.
I was
the
like,
rest
oh,
of the season.
Literally, I'm supposed to like grab her and push her out, and you'll see one takes. I'm like grabbing her like this, and just walking. I'm like, I need my balls. That's for sure.
And that's how
It goes back to
fierceness started.
penises. We need balls. You know, it goes hand in hand.
Hand in hand, literally.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're almost at the questions end, except for we're going to have guest questions. Steve, I want to leave this part of it with you. What are old fans and new going to love about this story?
Oh, everything. If you're an old fan, it's like season 5. It'll feel like an extension of the show. If you're a new fan, you'll be able to jump right in and just enjoy it without having seen the original. But if you have seen the original, there's a ton of Easter eggs in there and references that you'll catch.
Yeah.
Excited. I'm very excited. You guys ready for some Q&A?
Give
Yes.
it to us.
Yes.
Doing it live. We'll do it live. All right. If you could say your name and then your question, I'd love to hear them. Come on, let's do it.
My name is Kevin, and this is a question for Steven. It's a little bit layered. I saw that on the casting list there were a few dwarf actors involved in the show. Can you tell us a little bit more about them? Because in a show like this with such high levels of physicality, it's very rare to see someone like them on the show.
Yeah, I had this idea early on for this group of gladiators called the Ferox Brothers, led by, you see him briefly in the trailer, Lee Gill, which you'll recognize from the Joker movies. And I just really wanted to bring that aspect to the show because at the time period, they were revered as something very special and cherished. And I love the idea of this unique, absolutely vicious trio coming into the arena. So Lee Gill and the Brothers Ferox, it's one of my favorite parts of the show.
They're amazing.
Yeah,
they
they're
really are
scary.
amazing.
They're really scary.
amazing.
And lovely, lovely, funny guys as well. We had such fun working together.
Homies.
Yeah, they were great, really.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Come on down. Who we got here?
Don't be shy, everybody. Don't be shy.
Hello, my name is Nate. My question is also for Steven. So what is the official release date of House of Usher since winter is pretty vague in the trailer?
That is a great question.
That is a wonderful question.
Where are my friends from Stars out in the audience? I will tell you as soon as I know. Look, the show's done. It's amazing. It's fantastic. I can't wait for everyone to see it. Scheduling is above my pay grade, but hopefully sooner rather than later, because we are just, winter sometime. Grab your coat and your gloves. It should be out in the winter. We don't have an exact air date yet, but we cannot wait to share it with you.
But at least winter 2025, right?
You're asking the wrong fella. I wish I could tell you.
We appreciate your question.
Yes, email
We
star.
appreciate your questions
Email
a lot.
stars and
I'm
ask
not
them.
pushing you away. Don't think
Spoiler
so.
alert.
We asked the same questions.
What I've got
That's what I'm
here,
saying.
what I've got here, as I was meant to close with, you
What do you got,
ruined it.
Liam?
Is not as exciting as you want it to be. It was catch Spartacus, House of Asher this winter on Stars. So you've got a window. You've got a very dedicated window. Stop doing anything else. Cancel, just get rid of pets and kids and stuff, and just dedicate your life to waiting for this show during the winter.
Definitely get rid of the
Isn't that
kids.
like 3 months?
Yeah, no problem.
It is.
Come on, Liam.
Worth it.
Yes.
It is worth waiting for. If they
It is worth waiting for.
worth
It
waiting
It is
for.
worth waiting.
No,
Absolutely.
but the show is done. It's completely done, and it's beautiful. They even written season 2, so it's all gone, man. We're ready to go.
Season 2?
We're ready to go. We're
Watch
just
the
waiting on
ever-loving
Sayal.
hell
We're
out of
ready
this
to go.
thing, please.
We're waiting, so.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone want a half-answered question? Thank you. Come on up.
The question.
Tanjiro.
Hi, you guys. My name is Paulette. I love the fact that you guys are having a female gladiator. Being a Jiu-Jitsu black belt myself, so I understand the struggles, what it's like to be in an academy full of testosterone. So I look forward to that character arc. What my question is, since it's set in an alternate timeline, is there a possibility we'll see other fan favorite characters return?
Is there a chance of other fan favorite characters returning? I mean, there's a chance of anything, right?
Good question.
Did I hear
I don't think we want
Agron
Agron.
out
We don't-
there?
Perhaps.
Somebody says Agron?
You guys want
Gannicus?
Agron? I don't
You guys
know.
want
I
Agron?
don't know. Are you feeling that?
Where is
Where is Agron?
Agron.
Where is he?
We've got an Agron.
We have
Agron,
Agron.
stand
Where's
up.
Agron?
Dan Fury.
Dan Fury.
There he is. That's Agron. There he is.
There
from
you
the
go.
original. There he
Special
is.
appearance.
You were allowed to stop training after we wrapped, bro.
Ask and you shall receive.
Oh man.
Agron.
I can answer. I don't want to give out any spoilers, but everyone who's dead in the original series, except for Asher, stays dead.
Wait, what?
Yes, sorry. Yes, Liam, if you're going to come back to the show, you're going to have to go on a diet because we'll have to dig up your bones.
It's my chance now. Let me take over now.
Nick, take over.
My questions now. You'll see. Where's your whip, Graham?
That's not to say you might not see them in some form, but they are dead.
They're fucking dead. Fucking dead. D-E-D, dead.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anise, and my question is, one of the most original and fascinating bits of the OG Spartacus was how you explored that in a slave society, sexual relationships are inevitably corrupted and tainted, particularly between enslaved people and masters. And so for maybe Jamaica in particular, but for Stephen or Nick as well, how do you continue to explore that? Your character is described as being in love with Asher, but what kind of consent or coercion is inevitable given the
Yeah.
slave-free?
Great question. So I see Roman society, and this is very reductionist, as basically one big BDSM relationship. There's always a dom, there's always a sub in any given room, right? So Hilara is very aware of her status, and yeah, it's slaves have to have this, they have to understand that their survival is dependent on their proximity to power. So being able to weaponize things like femininity, it's not the physical fighting aspects that's going to change these minds or soften, you know, or make them come closer to you, or can put you up for consideration to, you know, maybe be freed one day or to be seen as an equal. It's actually softening them through the femininity, bring them closer in with your allure, with your prowess, Yeah, does that kind
Yeah,
of?
but it's still a game in some sense.
Oh, absolutely. And we're all used as pawns in this bloody Roman chess match all the time. Even if, you know, between Asher and I, there's so much, we want to protect each other. That's genuine. But in this society, you can't help but just being used, you know?
Well, also during this time period, I mean, women's sexuality was basically her currency. You know, she didn't have any other power besides what she could do with her body. It's just a factor of being part of a patriarchal society. So women had to be cunning and learn to accept that and use it to their advantage.
There's always a woman behind a man. That's what you said before. I love
that's
that.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my wife says. Just a quick question. Will we have time to get through everyone? I know we're running low a bit, but I just want to make sure we can get through everybody.
Yeah, we have to. We have. Those guys are waiting.
I don't want to turn people away.
So, let me quick question. So, it happened a good bit with you guys in 2010, 2012. But my question for Steve, will the third character come back in a dream sequence?
I'm so sorry. Without fallback.
Will the character come back in the dream sequence, the third character?
Will the dead characters come back in the dream sequence?
Will dead characters come back in dream sequences?
Great question.
Oh, that's a good question.
I can't give anything away. I will say you'll see a couple of dead characters in the first season. I can't explain exactly how. But as we move into future seasons, there's always the opportunity to see people like John Hannah. I would love to see John come back in some form or another. So it's definitely possible.
Great question. Thank you.
Hello. First of all, congratulations on surviving 1,000 fall to your death. I mean, you look fantastic. I don't know what you did, but
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Oh,
yeah.
talking to me?
Yeah.
I look good for a dead guy?
Yeah. Well, that fall, I
Okay.
mean, that's pretty good for
Pretty
1,000.
fly for a dead
what,
guy.
fall?
I'd say he looks
If I
fine
have a
for a dead
penny
guy.
for every time somebody told me that would go on.
Yeah. And my question is for Liam. I don't know how much time you spent with, or was able to spend with Andy, but you could share some moments if you have any fun moments about him.
From some moments about Andy,
Yeah.
of times I've shared, when I spoke to him.
Yeah, I don't know how much time you had to interact
It
with
was.
him.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't much. It was. We tried really, really, really hard to connect before I took the role, which he was generous enough to allow. And we tried for the longest time. I don't know if you've seen Be Here Now, his documentary about his final time in life. Do watch it. It's incredible. But I got context as to why I couldn't make time, because he was really going through it. He was gracious enough to send me an email wishing me well and giving me some tips on how to survive what was, you guys understand, is a very grueling but rewarding shoot. He was beyond generous, and I cannot thank him enough for what he's done for this show, what he's allowed for my life. Like, it's a loss beyond words. So I'm so glad also for him that this show gets to come back and once again celebrate a thing that he started so long ago and continues to bring him back into the public eye. It's a joy.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh, you stole my look.
Jordy?
I feel like I should.
Another cousin?
I feel like I should have done some sit-ups before coming up here for this particular one. One of my favorite parts of the show was the inventive swear words, the like, by Jupiter's cock. You know, what can we see in this next season? Any fun ones?
We got some new ones coming up. I don't want to reveal what they are,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, there's some more inventive cursing.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why you do the show,
and,
right?
and very
Yeah.
musical, too. Very, very
Yes.
musical, too.
Can we talk about the My Cock Raises On? It's coming back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know that infamous one that Gannicus says, "My cock rages on," you know, that song?
Yeah.
You're going to hear that again.
They got an album coming out.
That's fun, yeah.
They got an album.
Making an album, yes. A wooden album.
Yes, all right. This has got to be it, right? I think this is our last question. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Iffy. My question is for Tanika. What challenges did you face bringing your character to life, and what do you hope her story inspires, especially for Black women who watch the show?
This character is important. I grew up watching a lot of film and television and didn't see anybody who looked exactly like me. I latched on to Xena Warrior Princess because I was like, she's got a badass you know, I put that towel on the head and anyways, being able to create an archetype, someone who is a Black female gladiator, which has not been seen before. I've done a lot of research and I haven't found one in film and television as yet, is important because I know that there's gonna be a little girl, just like I was a little girl, or just a person looking at that person and saying, yes, it's possible. And I can see that fantasy now. So it meant everything.
That's awesome. That's why we do what we do, right? Well done. All right, I've been told I can have one more question. You are lucky. Let's go. What you got?
If you don't mind getting closer to the mic so we can hear you, brother.
Check one. Hey guys.
Yeah.
My name is Evander.
Get the fuck down!
What's up, guys?
Get the fuck down!
Oh my God.
That's Ephesus, by the way.
Another gladiator.
My name is Evander
Hot
Brown.
shit.
I had the pleasure of working with these guys. But my question is, for anyone who can answer it, is was there one moment, and if so, what was it, during the show that you were like, this is a really special show?
This is really special, is that what you said?
Yeah, was there a moment during the show that you were like, this moment, yes, this is special?
It's got to be in the arena.
In the
Just
arena.
like we had 300 extras fill up this epic stage. Like it was almost like unfathomable, right?
I'd second
the
that as
scale
well.
of it. Yeah. So just stepping into that, having the energy, having the stadium just filled, it was like, oh my God, how is this real? How is this our life?
Like 300 extras, a giant drum, everybody screaming and stomping on the steps, and it was just, yeah, it was out of this world. Yeah.
I'm getting the bum rush, so that's going to have to do it. You got something, you better be super quick. I'll count you down.
Well, you just lost me there. By the way, he's with us on the show. He's one of the actors on the
He's
show.
one of the gladiators.
So he's one of the gladiators with us on the show, so that's why I was giving him a hard time. Again, to clarify that I'm not just going off on fans. He's one of the, you know, we have a lot of great stuff on the show. Unfortunately, we can't talk about it because the show is not out yet. But I say this and I stand behind my word, and I know I'm gonna get a little bit of a pushback on this. This show, this one, the new one, is better than the original.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Next time, after
oh, hell yeah, I agree with you.
Please remember these words.
I got you.
Because I can't wait to hear you guys say, you told us so.
You are going to love Spartacus, House of Asher. It is coming to stars this winter. Please thank the creator and the cast of Spartacus. Take a bow, guys. You've done amazing work. It's going to be out of control, guys.